Hello Stampers, it's Faye from Faye's Stampin' Studio. I just wanted to come on here and show you this elegantly said bundle. It is a stamp set with some gorgeous sayings in it. Wishing you a wonderful birthday, happy anniversary. All the things you do are simply amazing. Life has changed for you, but love and support never will. True love stories last forever for you, and thank you, as well as these beautiful images. I don't know what this particular image is, so if anybody can enlighten me on how we use that, I'd really like that. I'm not just sure what you do with it. Anyways, first off, I wanted to show you some alternative ways that you can use your punch. So this elegant tag punch. There are a few different ways that you can make different tags. And so I've cut a few pieces out here. And I'm going to start with the 1 3/4 inch piece. This is 1 3/4 inches wide, and you can just use whatever length of tag that you want. So first off, we're going to make it, I'm going to make a different one on this here. So you're going to have to tag it in and pull that up so that you can make whatever length you want. That's how you can create something with a different length. So then I'm just going to punch it. So that's that end. But I'm going to also use the same end on here. So I'm going to just pop this in this end. Hopefully I can get that in there. This wider piece. Maybe I'll go. Nope, more pieces coming out from before. Just gotta sneak it in there because this end has to be up. So I'm not sure if I just got it a little too wide or just what's going on there. Come on, get in there. Cooperate now, hey? Things aren't supposed to be this difficult. And I'm thinking I maybe just have it slightly too wide. Wider than the punch. So I'm going to sliver a tiny little piece off at the side of that. I think that's the problem. Just take my paper cutter and just cut a little wee narrow strip off. Might affect the way that other end looks, but of course now I have that corner bent. There it is, you guys. So there, then you just pop it in like that. And so yeah, you're better to be slightly narrow then. And I'm going to cut those that printing off so that I can actually use this sometime. So that's the first one I wanted to show you. And so you can make those whatever size you want, and you would get this same punch if you were like you're going to just use the size that it is. So that's what that would look like. Okay, so the next one I want to show you is another one that takes the 1 3/4 inch width. But again, I think I better sliver off a tiny little piece of that. Better to be slightly under that, very slightly. And so then this time I'm actually going to make it with using both ends the same. Oop, just about punched that the same as the last one, you guys. So there. So now we're going to have both ends the same. And there's another tag that I'll be able to use on another project. And I'm just trying to think if there's any more that are with this size. Oh, nope, that's good. So then now I have the 1 3/8 inch width. So we're going to make these just a little different again. I want to punch just this here patterned end. So all you have to do is center that strip in there, punch, And then again, the same with this other end. And you're going to have a few different looks. And again, I'm just going to cut my notes off there so that so there's another one. This is really pretty cool, actually. And now, okay, here's another method. If you want it the opposite direction, the punch, I am just going to punch. That. So now you've got that look, and I will just leave this end straight. And the other thing you can do is and then again you can just punch. You can just use these to punch the one end. So there's another sample one. And I extras of those, I guess. So then now I've got a 1 1/4 inch piece. And okay, I could do this one with the 1 1/4 inch actually, and then it's not going to have that extra piece there. I used the 1 3/8 inch piece, which worked fine too. But and can see a slight variation along on these edges here, with this piece being a wee bit narrower. So that's the only difference in those two widths. So now I have a 3/4 inch piece, and I'm going to make this one. I think this one's pretty cool. This one makes me think of a rolling pin. So actually going to use it on a card today, this one here. So then again, you're just going to line it up like that, punch it, and see. These are all pretty cool, pretty neat way to do that. So you can do this with some other punches too, I'm sure. I saw a lady posted this on her page. And unfortunately, I don't know what the name was. Oopsie. See, I didn't get that quite to the very end. I cut the tip off of it, so that, but you have the idea anyways. And then I've got a couple pieces that are 7/8 inches long. So I'm just going to put those ones in at this end here. And then just cut it like that. So now this piece here is going to be the same. So this is where you kind of need to know what length of image you need. On this one, I would actually punch the one end, then stamp my sentiment on here, and then cut it off next to where the font is. So that's that one. And that's a 7/8 inch piece. And then I've got a 3/4 inch piece, and it's going to do it will do the same idea. It'll just have a little less of so like I said, you just try and center it in there, and that's what you get. I think I'm going to cut a bit of this off. It's kind of long. So again, you'll need to know what the length is, and then again. So again, I think you have the idea of how you work this. You have to thread it through. So that one is just slightly narrower with a little bit different curve on it. And I'm thinking I have just maybe one more left here to show you. Oop, where is my 1/2 inch piece? I thought I had a piece that was a 1/2 inch, you guys. I don't know how I can lose things just in that. maybe this is a 1/2 inch. It's 5/8 this one, so let's slim her down a little bit here. And again, you can just so here, and that's just going to go in here again. This end only goes in a little distance, so you have to, and again, just center it. And again, it's just a little, it's very similar to those other two, and you can make those whatever width you wanted to make, depending on how much distance you needed. So that's how you make those alternative uses of that punch. So, and that's said and done. Now I'm going to share with you a card that I made using the punch. Just set those pieces up here out of my way. Okay, so this is the card that I originally made with this set, and I used the Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper. It is so gorgeous, that paper. It's got so many beautiful different patterns in it. So as you can see, this here is this piece of Mary Merlot is this one, but just a little narrower strip because there's a little less of this on it. And then as you can see, this here again is one of these other ones, which is this one here. So I stamped on there, and then I adhered the Whisper White to my Mary Merlot, and then I ran it through the what's it called, the textured embossing folder. Nope, I lied. Painted texture, it's what it's called. I ran it through there. So I don't know if you can see the texture on here. I like to do that, and then it just kind of adds to it. And I added that cute little bumblebee trinket. Stamped the inside with the corner punch, and then a happy anniversary. So that is that's that first card. And then this is the card that I'm going to similar version of this card I'm going to share with you. So you can, but on this one, I actually used the textured textile embossed 3D folder to emboss the Designer Series paper. I don't know if you can pick up that little bit of a texture in there. And then I used, this is the Designer Series paper too. And then I used the metallic, gold metallic jewels on there. And then the inside I used Stitch with Whimsy dye. I really like this one. It dresses up the inside, and you only need to put one layer on. And then on this one I used the stamp and just stamped the back of my envelope. So that is that one. And like I said, we're gonna make something very similar, but not. I'll share with you the envelope that I did. So this was just a little piece of the designer paper strip I had left, and I cut it short enough that you'd have room to put your return address up top there. So that was kind of my thinking on that. And I've already gone ahead and done the inside piece with the Stitch So Sweetly again. I'll just pop it there. But I want to show you what I did for this here. So on that other card, I used the same piece of designer paper and flipped it over. So we're going to do the same thing on this, and I'll show you what I did. This is where this paper cutter comes in really handy. Get rid of that one. I don't need two sitting up there. And okay, so now because of this whole batch of trees isn't, is too close to the edge, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a portion of this one out. Oh, I pulled my paper cutter apart. That'll never do. Okay, back together again it is. So I'm going to cut a portion here, and then I'll cut it down like that. So the thing that I like about this one is that I can actually put that down. That cut's going to be right up there, so I think I'll lower it a little bit just so that it's in the cut line. I don't know if you can see that all or not. But anyway, so you're just going to push it down, and I'm going to go just to about, just past those the tree line. So that's what I did there. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Cutting it just below the tree line. And now I got to take a wild guess about approximately right there. I can always fix it with the paper snips if I don't get it cut quite as far as I want it to. And then I'm just going to go across this way and trim it off. Starting at there. And just going to where my other line is. And I'll do the same on this end. Then this makes this cute little window of with the trees in it. So as you can see, well, that side popped out, and this side I got just a little wee bit. It's still hanging on. There. So, okay, I can move my paper cutter out of the way. So this is what this will look like. And then I'm just going to pop, whoopsie, wrong way. I'm going to pop these up on dimensionals, so it's going to be like that. So, first off, I'm not going to do the texturizing on this piece today. I've changed the colors up. This is Old Olive cardstock there that I'm using. So, I'm just going to put a bit of adhesive on this. There. Put a little bit on that. I'll stick this down. Okay. So the next thing, I'm going to put a few of my mini dimensionals is what I want to use on this piece. But first, I think this time I've got to figure out where I want to put my, I'm so excited that this Simply Elegant trim, we used to have some very similar to it. I'm so glad that it has returned, because I really liked, this is one way I really liked using it. I usually just wind it around a couple of fingers, then I add a finger and a couple of times and cut it. Then I take my mini dimensionals, or my mini glue dots, I should say, and kind of try and stick these together so that it doesn't unravel on you. So you can get them on there and you can manipulate them and squish them together so that you can, but you know, I like the rough look of it, so I think I'm going to do that the same way, but I'm going to avoid that corner with dimensionals, I think. So hopefully I can get it on the right side. Put them on here. And hopefully that'll work. Using the tip of your pick your tool works really good for doing that. So now I want to stick this down. So we got a bit of stick with the glue that's left on there, so to hold it in place, I think there's enough. And then I'm just going to pop this on top of over the hole, so it gives the popped image that's like this. So that turned out, I like that. And then the other thing, I'm going to make the tag to me that looks like, I think I need another dimensional underneath there. Take that back off and tuck it under. It's kind of popping up a little. There, holding that down better. So the other thing I need to do next is, so now I have to pull my punch out again, and I'm going to punch the one end of it, and again pull it through. This piece is 4¼ inches long, and that's kind of about the length that I needed to make this work. And then I took the greeting, and I want to have just love stories, because I don't think that, well, do we think that's going to fit on there, you guys? I'm not sure. Actually, I think it will. I was going to just color in. On this first one sample, I used my Stampin' Write marker to just color the stamp to do that. So this time, though, I am not going to do that. I'm going to use the full stamp, and hopefully I can hit the right areas. And I see I pushed too hard, and I got some edges on there, so just going to take a baby wipe. Quite often I just use my finger to do that, but then if you do that, you can and you get it all over your hands. The baby wipe actually keeps you a little bit cleaner. Okay, so try really hard to make this fit, you guys. Hopefully. Otherwise, I'll be making another piece. Oop, it does fit. There, see? And then I'm going to pull my punch back. And this time, I need to go in here again and pull it right through. Try center it and punch. And so this one, I think I'm going to just put it on there on an angle, and again I'm going to use some mini dimensionals in the tips of that, and we're not going to, and I think I'll stick a mini glue dot just in the, get these. Just at the top there. And that's just going to fit on here on an angle. Oopsie, I forgot to take the ends off the dimensionals. That's not the smartest. Not going to stick down that way. Okay. Move my stamp pad out of the way for a minute. Get rid of those. And okay, so then we're going to put, I'm going to adhere this onto here, and again, I'm going to just use this here, adhesive. I've got to get on to not using quite as generous amounts of this adhesive because it is quite strong. But I do love the liquid glue for most of my projects. So that's the front all finished, except for adding the metallic pearls in gold. There, we're gonna put one there. I usually use 3. I always say odd numbers is what you should do, so. And another one there. Oopsie, piece of my putty off of my pick your tool. Broke off. And I'll just pop that there. So now the last thing we need to do is finish the inside. And with the inside, I am going to say happy anniversary. Well, we send lots of anniversary cards out. I don't know if everybody else does that or not. But I have to be careful I don't push too hard on this. And that's that. And now finishing it off, and we'll just stick this in the inside, and we are good to go. So I believe this piece is the inside layer. I think it's 4 by 5 1/4, and or a little bit less possibly. And then this piece here is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And then this piece was the 3/4 inches wide. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you'll stop by again soon. Thanks.